Hello, Quentin Hoffman. A new Genesis has dropped. Sega,
Wait,
that's
Mike?
right. Everyone's favorite Sega video game console is here.
Okay, Mike. We were, the fact that you told me we had a bit going and you said a new Genesis, and my English major brain immediately went to, oh yeah, Mike's talking about the Bible. A new Genesis happened. A new Genesis story
That's
is
right.
here. And then you said
We're at the
Sega Genesis, and I was like, oh wait,
yeah.
you're referencing a
Yes,
completely
both.
different thing.
The Genesis,
Anyways.
the Genesis of our Lord and Savior, Phantasy Star Online is here. Phantasy Star. This is okay. So here, all right. Strap in for this explanation of how this all works. Phantasy Star Online 2, New Genesis. This is basically, they're basically kind of making Phantasy Star Online 3 inside Phantasy Star Online 2. Phantasy Star Online 2 was like a free-to-play kind of Japanese game. It came out in 2012. It only came out in Japan, and they finally started releasing it in the US. They basically translated it, and over, like, I think it was like 2018, they announced it at an E3, and we're like, yeah, this is finally coming over. Because like the whole time since it's come out in 2012 in Japan, it's been getting updates and things. But it never came to the US, and there was a lot of like fan translations of the whole thing that people that people played and like English players played. But then they finally did like an official release from Sega, and not too soon after all that stuff slowly made it to the US, like the last like year or so, they announced this. And this is like them kind of, making like a whole new modern video game version of Phantasy Star Online. Which, like, if you're not, I know you're like loosely familiar with this kind of game, Quinn, and just for anybody's reference, like, it's kind of an action RPG meets an MMO. Like, I think the easiest way to describe it is like, we talk about Destiny a lot in this parts, Destiny 2 in particular, especially recently with like all the new stuff. Like without the original Phantasy Star Online, which was like a Dreamcast, like GameCube, PS2 era game, like a lot of these modern kind of live servicey games probably like wouldn't really be a thing, because you can see there's a lot of things like in Destiny and like stuff like Diablo that like pulled from, and like Monster Hunter even, that pulled from Phantasy Star Online. So it's one of those things. It's just like it's kind of been a heavily Japanese sided thing, and is just now kind of finally becoming big in the US again as they actually decided to release it over here.
Yeah, and I think, so Mike, I have a joke thing to say and I have a real thing to say.
Okay.
I'm say the joke thing first. We haven't, without this Phantasy Star Online for the Dreamcast, we wouldn't get Anthem. Damn, it's a shame.
Exactly. Yep.
But no, it's cool. I always love it when the influences of art is finally able to be seen by more people. I think, like, for me, that's kind of like the coolest thing. It's something that happens in games kind of often. We always see the direct influences, but knowing that, hey, a Dreamcast game is like as impactful as, and it has kind of like inspired a slew of modern Western games, but is not really talked about and revered in that same way. I think it's very fascinating, like tracing lineages of games like this and be like, hey, this impacted so many, but it's so not commonly known. And like
100%,
the same thing happens, so much of this same thing happens in art, and it's like the most frustrating thing about art is that it's like, hey, we don't know the direct influences, but it's not until you really dive deep into like the literature or the academia, the history of things, which is like inherently frustrating, but it's cool when you do, because you're like, oh, so and so influenced da.
So you're like, oh, this is kind of the thing that helped move this along, for sure. And I think like this is also for folks. This is like they're doing a closed beta test the weekend we're recording this. So this isn't the full release of it. The full release of this will be in, I think, June sometime. I don't know if they've set a specific date yet. And it will have some tie-in to actual Phantasy Star Online 2, which I'm still not fully sure how that works, if they fully detailed that. But this is like this is pretty different from base Phantasy Star Online 2, because that in itself, like from moment to moment gameplay, like kind of also has a lot of in common with like something like a Monster Hunter of like, hey, you're gonna go to this character and they have like a set of tasks for you. Sometimes it's like sometimes it's just like more general MMO fodder of like, hey, go to this area and defeat this kind of enemy a bunch, or like, hey, there's like a big boss monster, go fight it, and you'll get a bunch of like loot and rewards and level up and upgrade your character to do higher tier content and just get better rewards, so on and so forth. This game is an open world game.
Okay.
So I have my side quest here, so I'm just going to go out in the world, and that's kind of the big thing with this.
Is Phantasy Star Online 2 not open world?
No, it is like an instanced thing of like like Monster Hunter kind of is, of like once you select your mission, you'll then get loaded into like some kind of biome or zone of like, here's like a big grassy space world, or here's like a big space desert or crazy cyber town, or even you can go to Las Vegas in it, and it's weird. Phantasy Star gets pretty weird as you get later into the stuff. But this game, it's like a big open world. You can see I have a mini map there, and if I remember how the hell to bring up the base map, or I can just go to this thing over here. That yellow tower over here is a fast travel point, so I'll just unlock this guy real quick. There you go, a Ryuker device. Let's see, I can access this. Teleport.
I will say the UI in this game is very clean, and
that's one thing I will say is like the UI is much improved from Phantasy Star Online 2, because it was pretty rough when it came over here into the US. It's a little intrusive to like kind of get through, where this is like they streamlined it and made it nice. So here's like big open world. Mount Magnus we can go to. I went to this area earlier, and that's like the city we were just in. So let's see. Right now I have to defeat a Nogolith.
I just love your character's like basic movement where he's just like skating.
Yeah, so that's the thing. There's a pretty decent and good like character creator that starts off, because another big thing with this game, and I would say it's more so kind of like once you kind of get to the end game, is like there's a lot of like fashion to it. Like there's like with that base Phantasy Star 2, there's like a million like tie-in things of like, hey, make your character a Persona character, or make it like a Sonic character, because it's all Sega stuff. I'm gonna get in this big cool glidey thing. To go up here.
Gliding.
Yeah.
They took that from Titanfall 2, right?
Yes, exactly. So that's like another thing about this game is, again, since it's like an open world game now, like there's a whole lot of movement stuff. So you can see like, here's my standard movement, and you can choose this. Like I can just have like a normal running guy,
Mike,
or I can
think
just
the
do
game
like
is
a boost.
glitching out every time I see it.
Yeah, but it's not, and I love it, especially because it makes more sense on the robots, because like you can be like a robot dude, and he has like little booster legs on his thing. But I picked a human, and it still let me do it. So I found it very funny.
Very good.
But yeah, the whole thing with this is like, I can hit the trigger, and you can see this little dash, and that starts kind of like this free running mode. And so I can kind of just sprint, and if I go up to a wall, I can kind of do like some wall jumps, and then if I double jump in the air, I can also glide around. It's kind of reminds me of like Breath of the Wild almost, in a way. I don't have any stamina, so I can just like jump off and go wee and just fly around.
Yeah,
and it's cool.
This definitely looks like, I dabbled with Final Fantasy 14, but so much that game feels clunky.
Yeah.
And so like I never got into it, but this looks more like a streamlined MMO, where it's kind of like, it feels good to move around, and like for me, like a big thing that's important in games is the feeling of movement. Like I can't do most Resident Evils because just I don't like how heavy it feels. Or even like even though I don't play Soulsborne games, I don't like how heavy those play characters feel. It just doesn't feel
Right.
good to control.
Yeah.
So seeing this actually has me more interested than I thought it would.
Yeah, and I definitely like the upgrade to the movements. Let's get into a little bit of combat here. The combat is pretty still similar to base PSO2. I think this wolf buffed these other ones. So you can see I have that bar down in the center, so I can either mash X. Oh yeah, these guys are actually doing a lot of damage. That hurt. So I can kind of mash X and do this, or I can just hold X and it'll kind of do a same kind of split.
Cool.
I can hit Y, and that's one of my specials where I do like a cool uppercut. RB, right bumper is my guard. And then if I hold left trigger, my abilities change. So now I have this X on my X button, or I can hit Y and do like another kind of... Oh, I keep hitting me. Do like a big slash.
This looks more complicated than I ever thought it would be.
Yeah,
In a cool way.
Yeah, okay, I'm not paying attention to my health here. That's the thing of like, I would say it's like a little bit more action oriented than a lot of MMOs are, but like I would still say it definitely still has some MMO stuff in it that you have to kind of learn and figure out. And there's also like multiple character classes, so like this is just kind of your base hunter class is what I'm on now. But there's like a sword, there's like a gunner class who uses like pistols and like machine guns and stuff. And then there's like a magic tech class that does like magic abilities. Like you can see like when I'm attacking those enemies, they'll say their name kind of on the screen, and it'll say what element they're weak to.
Okay.
So you can kind of work that stuff out. Let's see. And there's a whole lot of there's like a whole bunch of systems going on. Like, you know, there's all kinds of crafting and upgrading abilities. I can get these are just my basic starter abilities. Since we're in a closed beta, I don't know if I'll see any more extra abilities you can get. But I know like in actual Phantasy Star, like you get a whole bunch of different equipable abilities. Like I'll pause real quick once I land down here. Let's go into a menu real quick, so you can see like gear palettes are your things. So here's I have the sword and the abilities. If I wanted to, I could select this and then like put on here. Actually, I got a new sword, so let's put on that sword. It's more damage.
It's red too.
Yeah, but yeah, you can basically choose the sword, and then when I equipped it, I would be able to choose my abilities on it. And there's armor as well. Like here's some armor slots, and they all have their own stats. Sub palette, those are my items. So there's there's like the healing items.
Gotcha.
This is like a super special move, and then I forget what this last guy is. Revive, you can revive nearby players. So yeah, since it's like it's an MMO, it's an online game. You can just like run into people just running around the world with you and stuff. Yeah.
You can be, as Billie Eilish says, nice guy.
Yeah. 100%. Let's see. Where did I totally stopped.
But I don't know if you're going to be a
jumped-
nice guy with your sword, Mike.
Yeah, I got a red sword now. Where did that T marker is not the marker I need to go to. I forgot where I might have to get in range, because sometimes the markers. This marker is
odd.
Yeah, are a little odd. Because it should be like a little white diamond.
Okay.
But I'm not sure where it went. But let's just go down here, because there's some people fighting down here, and we'll help them out. See, there's some actual people fighting down here. So let's help them out.
Ooh, trial start.
Yeah.
That thing looks gnarly, Mike.
Yeah, defeat the Walwan. Yeah, look at this thing.
I thought you were going to say Waluigi for a second.
Yeah,
but
it
I was
is.
like,
It
Mike,
is.
yes,
No, I'm Waluigi, as you can see from my name.
sure, you are Waluigi God.
Oh, yeah, that thing does a lot of damage.
Mike, it makes sense now. The new Genesis has Waluigi God.
Exactly.
Mike, you're a prophet.
I am the prophet of Waluigi. That's right.
You heard it here, folks. Mike is going to start the Super Church. And then
I'm going to get wrecked by this really damaging thing. I almost have my super ability up, so I might be able to get it off on this guy, actually. Another thing I like is, like, you can see all these little green things in the environment. These are just health pickups. So I can just pick them up. In base Phantasy Star 2, like those were like items you would buy from a shop. So you can still like there's shops in that city we were at, and you can buy them from those with like those little gold diamonds I'm picking up as the currency, the money. But they're also just out in the world now, which is nice. So you can just pick them up from wherever. Oh, I just got downed. Oh, somebody, Dr. Doom revived me. Thank you, Dr. Doom.
Thank you, Dr. Doom. But no, that's like, I think that's just a cool quality thing for most.
Yes. Oh, I beat him. Nice.
RPGs, because there's a lot of RPGs where it's like, hey, even like ones that came out last year, looking at you, Persona 5 Royal, where it's like, hey, stock up on all these things.
Yeah. Like this feels very much like it has a lot of RPG elements, especially stuff from Phantasy Star, but also is like embracing the like it's an open world and you can just kind of run around and explore and do stuff
and just vibe.
Yeah, and just glide around. There's some dudes over there. If I want to fight them, I can fight them. There's a thing down there which I could go check out. I was trying to figure out where the side quest I'm on is, but maybe I'll just head down because there's a bunch of people down here as well fighting stuff.
Okay.
Let's just fight some, just fight some more stuff. It's fun. Yeah,
I also know it's a great game because there's no fucking fall damage.
Yep, I'll do my cool like super ability here that I have on my bar. If I can line it up here, let's make sure this bird guy's gonna cooperate in that flyaway. There we go. Oh no, he flew away. Well, I wasted it, but it's fine.
Oh. Mike, I am pressing F on my keyboard right now for you.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
No worries. I have to, we have to do our part, you know what I mean?
There we go. Got murdered him. Oh, that actually was that next to the thing? I thought that was like the emergency thing over here. Maybe it wasn't. Oh, whoa. Projectile spotted. Is it coming down? Whoa, look at that. I didn't even notice that up there.
That's cool.
The big space.
I'm sure you're going to be able to go there.
Yeah, maybe, at some point. That's pretty cool. Oh, okay, I think whatever that thing crashed. I don't know where, though. Oh, it's up there. Okay, let's run up here. We got a whole squad coming around.
That's cool. A public event.
Yeah, pretty much. I found everybody running around. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and this is this is kind of like the closed beta weekend for this. So I don't really know the full extent of I have not this is the first time I'm seeing this stuff. I've seen this big dude already, and he has his weak point on his back, so I'll mess him up with all these other people.
That's Bowser from Mario.
Yeah. Oh, there's two of them. Okay. But I've not really seen if there's like a story going on really. Like they give like a really, really basic kind of initial pitch when you first make your character of like, hey, you're a part of the Arcs and you're like trying to protect the city because these things called dolls are falling from space and attacking everybody, and you need to like that's kind of it, and it's just like and go. That's kind of the setup they gave you in this beta so far. So I don't know if there's...
I'm sure they're going to flesh it out more.
Yeah, because I will say, like, in base Phantasy Star 2, like, it was similar of, like, a lot of the early story, which they've, like, kind of streamlined it, because that game's been, it was, like, a freaking decade-old game. Some of the early stuff is kind of nonsensical and, like, doesn't really matter. But as you get deeper in, there is like a more cohesive thing going on with it. So
that's cool.
Who knows? This is an ongoing thing. I think a big monster spawned, or at least I thought I saw a big thing spawn. I got level 7.
Nice, bro. No, Mike, when you said you remember the Arcs, I don't know why, but my mind immediately went, Mike, you remember the Arcs Fatalis? But in the Arcs Fatalis, and that so.
Okay, we got this guy. Oh yeah, there's a big dude.
Oh, big boy.
Yeah, big boy is here.
Big boy. Okay, Mike, that looks like a Pokemon, actually.
Yeah, it's like a evil demon Arceus. Yeah. This is just a bunch of madness, as you can see. I'm hoping.
Yeah, it's getting a little framey for me because I know.
Yeah. I was kind of hoping. Apologies if some of this video is a little framey because my PC is maybe not holding up with multiple streams. So on my screen though, like me playing the game, it's pretty pretty smooth right now running. But
apologies.
Apologies if it's just a little framey.
It could also be my internet being awful.
Sure.
Like always. So,
yeah, but I'm looking at my OBS and it's even there. It's a little framey, but there's
cool
in fairness, there's a lot of stuff going on. So
yeah, it was Arceus, now it's a lizard.
Yeah, I think it's a different monster that spawned. I could be wrong. I could be wrong though. Yeah, it's crazy, big zoid-looking tentacle monster here.
And looks very cool.
Yeah, I definitely like it. I think it looks like it's a good-looking game now, which helps a lot. And it being like this big open world game now, I really like.
Yeah, it helps nail in that like MMO feeling more. It kind of feels like they, cause I don't know when Final Fantasy 14 like started.
Around Reborn, I think was like 2015 or 2016.
Okay.
Because they originally put it out and then they completely redid it.
Let me Google it real quick.
But I want to say it was like 2014. Oh, that hurt. Let me heal up a little bit.
Oh, so it released in 2010.
Oh wow. Okay. Wow. That was longer than I thought even.
Because I was gonna. So 2012, yeah. Because I was going to say, like, to again draw like art always references art. It's like, oh yeah, that could be like, whatchamacallit, like the team at Sega looking at Final Fantasy 14, but there's a 2-year gap in between that releases. And PSO2 came out after Final Fantasy 14. So.
Right.
But even then, it could still be them looking at it and be like, hey.
Yeah, and like there's also Final Fantasy 11 before 14, which was also an MMO. So I definitely think there's
some overlap.
Yeah. Oh, I think we got him. Yeah, we got him.
You did it, as Berkman says. Wow,
yeah.
Everyone's overjoyed. Thank you.
Yeah, we beat the big monster. Let's go head over this way.
Oh, that was a story thing.
Oh yeah, you're right. I think maybe that was the thing I had the dude I had to beat. Cool. Well, let's head back to this. Let's head back to the city then.
The vista of the city from like some of the rocks is very cool, by the way.
Yeah, and like I would assume, again, getting the Skyrim thing of like, hey, you see that mountain over there? We'll probably go there at some point. There's like a volcano over there, and that cool flying city looking place.
I think it's cool that I've been
over the fog too. Like I've been over to that area with like the pink trees earlier. It's pretty cool. It's like has like a kind of like a watery grotto kind of area. It's cool. So yeah, so it heads back to the city.
Big fan of marshes in video game.
Yeah. So then back into the city.
Back anywhere there's no damage. God.
Yeah.
Video games. Don't make me do damage when I hit the ground.
Seriously.
I don't
let's talk to
give a shit.
Guidon.
Guidon.
So he's like still loading in, which I think is funny because there he is.
Oh, that was very good.
Yeah. I think the person
because like his face was like whatchamacallit. Yeah. Like there was no face, so it was just like.
So I think
on my
battle power is a thing as well, but that's pretty straightforward. If you ask me, that's all you got. If you want to learn more, there are many seasons of Arch Fantasy here in Central City. Okay, so that's kind of like I think I just did the. Okay, so that's like that was like the kind of initial intro quest for the closed beta. Cool, we did that.
Yes.
So I can. So it's like.
It's so cool. It's cool that it gives you all the like the after, and it's like, hey,
Yeah, because
go to the side quests.
yeah, because there was like some other stuff I did. Let's see if I can go. Oh, well, that's not good.
Uh-oh.
Good thing we just finished that quest.
Yep.
Let's try.
This is a very cool loading screen, by the way. I like that.
Yeah, that's hey, that's motherfucking Phantasy Star, baby. All right, so let's see if we can get maybe we can get back in. Maybe it's just again closed beta.
They're working out their tech. Mike's internet is more stable than mine, so
Yeah, so let's go.
Ba-ba-da.
Okay.
Oh, that's cool.
Yep. Yeah. Good. There's always really good loading screens and stuff in Phantasy Star.
Because Mike, guess what? You're jacking in, just like
That's
in
right.
season,
I'm jacking
Season
in,
of Spicy.
and we're back. Yeah.
Nice.
And see,
That was very cool.
yeah, it was pretty quick. Pretty nice. Let's just, since we were kind of free, we're free. Let's just run around a little bit and see what we can find. Let's head over. I haven't really been over in this direction. Oh, here's a little buddy.
Bud, he looks like a bunny, and
Yeah.
not like one of the Final Fantasy rip-off some normal ecological.
Oh, there's
Creatures.
there's one of those in this game too. Don't worry.
Oh, okay.
But we haven't. We'll see if they're in the beta or not. They're called in this game. They're called Rappies, and they're like little they almost honestly they look kind of like Tweety Bird, but like an anime version of that is the best way to describe it. I think.
I'll take those over Moogles, which I still don't understand what they are.
Moogles are just a fun time. I do like this stuff of just like I don't know. Here's like a jungle canyon side, but also there's just tech in it.
Yeah, that's very cool. I was
Yeah,
going
it's
to note
just
that because I was
silly.
like, yeah,
This is
if
Phantasy
it's
Star. Whee!
yeah, I like the mix of natural
that's-
versus.
Here's the thing I wanted to find.
Okay.
So that thing right there is called a cocoon. Is that what they're calling it? Basically, like think like Breath of the Wild kind of shrine, but also it's like an instance thing. Like I don't think you
Oh.
I don't think you played Genshin Impact.
Emergency announcement.
I played a little bit, then I got like a lot of free things. I was like, "Oh, you're a high level." I'm like, "I don't." All right, cool. And then I was like, beast out because it was like menus.
Okay, this. I'm not gonna go on this one just because it's like there's like a tutorial of like here's like how you do movement stuff. And that's just this one. I mean, there might be other ones. I'm not sure.
The
But
design of it's very cool. I like.
But
that.
basically, yeah, in you know, again, the idea of Breath of the Wild and Genshin Impact is like basically you can load into those and it's like an instanced thing, and you can do it solo or you can like basically like matchmake with into a group, and it's like a like a dungeon like arena thing. Like you can just I don't know the full extent of how they'll work in this game because I've just seen that one, but I'm assuming, but like entering into them is that same concept.
Okay.
And it looks like
But no,
there's
I-
like an emergency thing is also like public event esque. You can see I got the warning up there at the top. The lady came on, and that's basically just like, hey, that's like a big, usually just like a big monster spawns, kind of like what we just did, really.
Yeah.
But but it's higher powered, so I probably will get my butt
That's
kicked if I went over
Hatsune.
there.
That's Hatsune Miku.
Yeah. Miku's here. She's very tall, and has anime ponytail, robot ponytail.
But no, Mike, I
head
like
over this way.
the tech being infused with nature.
Yeah.
I'm sure the story is going to explain it, but it's a very cool look.
Maybe not, just because that's just the Phantasy Star aesthetic. Cause like there's
Okay,
there's a lot of
never mind
there's a lot of cyber stuff. I'm gonna kill this robot dude because I can. I kind of wanted to head to one of these zones and just see what happens.
Mm-hmm.
I have some bird dudes, some just animals. Let's go see what that thing is over there. There's like a big spire over there.
Yeah, it looks like a satellite.
Yeah, I think you're right. Street sign.
Nice. Big fan. Love street signs in games.
Mhm.
I love it when there's contextual stuff like that where it kind of tells you where to go.
Okay. Oh, this looks like almost like actually now we're closer. Yeah, it's like that's like ruins of like satellites and stuff.
Yeah, that's the rat.
There's a big bird over there.
What's the? It's the Arecibo. That's the thing in James Bond and like the
Oh,
Carl Sagan.
Unfortunately, I can't go over there. Rip.
Yeah.
Close. Okay, probably a beta thing. Close beta. Rip.
Mike, in the edit, I want you to insert the Eric Andre gift of "Let me in"
Yeah.
right there because that's
We'll
what we
do.
need. We need to be let in.
Yeah. Let us go see the cool sanctuary zone.
You cowards.
Oh, yeah. Seriously. Oh, I can't go that way either.
Yeah, so you
Jeff's-
probably hit the hard.
Yeah. Let me bring up. How do I? Is there a way to just quickly bring up the map? Oh, they're throwing. Oh, monkeys are throwing rocks at me.
Would you rather have rocks being thrown at you like poop?
I mean, neither, but probably rocks.
Okay, that's what I was hoping for.
We'll head back this way. Maybe we'll head into. There's like a bigger foresty looking area over here. Hopefully, we can go over here. I'm not sure again, and since that's why I kind of wanted to just wander, explore,
Yeah.
just to see kind of the different zones and stuff. But maybe since it's a beta test, they might not
Yeah.
let you see everything.
Yeah,
Which I mean, that's kind of okay because I would like to see everything later, and I'm sure like there'll be like different stuff. Oh yeah, can't go into the mystery forests.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of like you see on like there's a kind of a fog of war on your map of like what you can and can't.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Or it's kind of like it's a bit darker.
Okay.
But I think it's I personally just like if I ever played the Phantasy Star Online 3, I'm just gonna call it that. If I ever do play it, if I would just want to explore because I really just like exploring in games and just like hanging out and vibing. I don't want to killing things, doing quests. Nah, just let me enjoy the world. Let me take in what the spoke.
Yeah, and this seems like it's. I mean, I'd be curious to see like the final product because like a lot of it was very focused on like mission focused. With that, with base Phantasy Star 2 of like, hey, take a quest and just go, with kind of like a main objective in mind. So I'm curious like how they'll structure this. Will there just be moments? It's like I don't know, just go around and explore and find shit, or is it gonna be more taking quest from the city and then going out and doing stuff and kind of going back and forth from there, or will there be other city zones or other zones like that? Okay, we can go here. Mount Magnus. I think we were kind of in this area a little bit. I'm gonna head over into the. We'll head over into this little grotto area because I know we can go over here. Yeah. Oh. Monsters.
Monsters. Mike, are they monsters or are they monstars? You know?
Good question. They do. Their actual term in the game are dolls. So.
Yeah, I don't like that terminology personally.
Yeah. But yeah, they're just. Oh, this one has like a. Is this one like defending him or something? Ow. Ouch. Dang stretchy arms. Alright, here we go. Yeah, and see, this is kind of that grotto area. It's pretty cool.
Oh, I like this a lot.
Yeah,
I thought it was going to be more like a marsh, but it's more like cliffside.
Yeah, it's like a cliffside. It very much reminds me of the place, the part of the past Mercury from Destiny, where it's like all the pink.
Yes.
But
And like the
more
oranges and the yellows. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like way more cliff sides and.
So, Mike, I do have an important question for you. Is there a photo mode in this game, in this beta?
Yes, I believe so. I don't know how to do it, to be honest. Maybe I can go into here.
Take screenshot.
There you go. Take
I see it.
screenshot
Oh, wait.
saved.
Like select camera light, maybe. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, this is complicated.
So yeah, you can do all that stuff. You can hide stuff.
I do like this. It's like totally on the side, not in your face.
Yeah, I'm sure there might be a more elegant thing in there, but there definitely is, because like there was like, I remember going through menus earlier, and you could even choose the format of the image. Like you could do a JPEG or a PNG.
Really?
So that was like an option in the menu, which I found very funny.
Wait, Mike, did you just call a PNG file ping?
Yeah, PNG.
I've never heard someone call them a ping
Yeah,
file before.
that's-
I've always said PNG.
Yeah, I've heard both.
Oh, okay. It's like if I heard someone say GIF for the first time.
Right, and it was just like, wait, what? I was just like,
Yeah.
oh, I found a
Ooh.
cave.
Secret.
Found a cave.
Secret.
See your cave with stuff in it.
Mike is the true adventurer here.
Yep, I found a cool cave. I'm going in. There definitely won't be something that murders me in here. Or it's just like maybe like a shortcut, maybe.
Maybe. Yeah, there's a zone. There's gonna be a wall right here.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I can't even.
Yeah. I saw the fog coming up. I'm like, oh, it's gonna be.
Yeah. Well, there you go. Now we know, though, for the full release.
Mm-hmm. Full release.
Let's go. We'll try and find a cool vista to end the viewpoint on first. But overall, like this is like it feels different from Phantasy Star Online 2, the base game, and this is like this definitely, like, I like the look of it. The combat feels good, and I like.
Mike, that's a big boy.
Oh yeah, there's a big. Oh, he's shooting a laser at me. Okay, I'm just gonna run.
Yeah.
I'm out.
Fuck that.
I'm gonna slice this crate and get a
I
grinder.
do like how you slice crates instead of like interacting with objects.
Yeah, you can just
Very much more easier way to gain objects.
exactly. It's the Phantasy Star way. Just murder stuff. You know what I mean?
Murder and
You
slash.
can also just pick up these things too, like turnips. Like there's like a vendor in the city where you can like basically make food, and they'll give you like buffs and stuff.
Mike, I thought you were gonna say farming and got really excited for a second.
I mean, there might be, because there is like, in Phantasy Star, there's like crafting and or like mining and fishing.
Okay.
Like there's like little spots you like walk up to, and as long as you have like a pickaxe. Oh, that hurt. I ran past that big monster, and that's why probably. And now he wants to fight, but I just wanted to go up this big mountain.
Mike, I'm a big fan of this view. It's a good view. Oh shit, Mike, those are monsters.
Oh yeah. He was. I ran past him because I didn't want to fight him, and I'm just gonna leap off and run away.
But no.
It's flying around.
Thank you for having me, Mike.
Yeah, for sure. That's the closed beta test for Phantasy Star Online 2, New Genesis.
And you said the open beta is coming soon, right?
I'm not sure when there'll be an open beta, honestly, but like the full game itself will be in June.
Okay.
I don't think they put out specific dates yet, but they've just said June, which is pretty exciting. I definitely want to see the final thing in action and what's all going on. But this is like a cool little test of it, at least. But yeah, thanks, Quinn. We'll see y'all next time.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.